So, you're suffering from autistic burnout. And I, as an autistic individual, have invested loads of time of research into dealing with and overcoming and solving this problem. The relief I gain is quite notable, and there's a great chance that you too might be able to benefit greatly from what I'm about to teach you. So if you've come seeking relief, I have just the solution for you. What is an autistic burnout? An autistic burnout is, well, everyone suffers from burnouts, but we autistic types seem to suffer more or just somewhat more intensely. Now, one of the best ways to get over autistic burnout is to truly provide the brain an opportunity to relax. Doing this properly allows the brain to process the backlog of information. This also provides our vagus nerve with some much-needed downtime. This organ will relax and rebuild, actually strengthening this nerve's ability to calm us. This video is more focused on the more relaxation part, so I'm not going to dive much deeper into the technical details, but I'll put some links in the description below, better describing the underlying mechanics of what we're doing. The main thing here is that studies have shown time and time again that interactions with nature have a very common tendency to mitigate the tension of autistic burnout. So essentially, nature walks. But there's a specific way that these walks can be done that can provide maximum results for these burnouts. So I'm going to describe the ritual that works for me that I very much hope does wonders for you as well. So let's get started, shall we? So here's what you want to look for when you're deciding on your nature location. You're going to want very few to perhaps even no people. Interactions with people have their place, but this is not the place. Now, a travel companion, that's perfectly fine. You're going to want a place with minimal stressors. Your location should have a very easy to follow path, where getting lost or having variable encounters or dangerous encounters is very, very unlikely. You don't want to get stuck mid-hike, getting lost on a map, sneaking into an area, or trying not to get run over. So if possible, before leaving to your destination, it's best to take a long warm shower, or even better, a long warm bath soak. Many of us autistics find these soaks tremendously therapeutic. Now here's the cool part. Close your eyes and visualize the amazing nature experience that you're about to embark on. If I'm going to be walking through the trees, for example, I imagine the sunlight gleaming off of the branches in the geometric patterns and onto my face. I imagine the sound of the wind and the peaceful silence that follows as the wind dies down. Wherever it is you're planning to go, think of all the pleasant activities and the senses and sounds that you will be hearing and engaging with. So, are you ready to go? Remember, try to make the travel to your nature destination as uneventful as possible. Having a good buddy or a friend, like Marlon here, drive you is particularly relaxing. As you travel, try to avoid any sort of intrusive thoughts that might lead to concern. Any pressing matter that I have right now will be probably there when I return. So for now, I'm going to give myself permission to respectfully place these thoughts respectfully off to the side for now. So, we seem to have forgotten money to get into the park, which brings me to my next suggestion.
Nothing.
So what's important to remember in this moment is that things like this are going to happen. And just don't be hard on yourself or others, and just remember everything is fine unless it's your equipment breaking or something. So, you've arrived. Now, before you embark on your expedition, you should definitely make sure that you have your essentials. Sunscreen, preferred food, lots to drink, jacket, or a long sleeve shirt, bug spray, or just a neck guard. Oh, and what else? For us autistic types, we sometimes forget the most obvious things. Got a wasp nest right here? Side note, best to not go poking or kicking mystery things in nature. Just like my dad is doing right here. Probably a good life rule, actually. Also, putting foreign objects in your mouth is... Don't they like explode in your mouth or something? No. Probably one of the best things to avoid as well.
Careful, bud. Yeah, you don't want to mess with foxtails, but...
I saw a video of a girl and she put it in her mouth and it did that. So another good thing to keep in mind is to always have a good time frame. Oh yeah, like right now, I made enough time for myself to go get my gloves after I forgot them. You always want to have a flexible time frame, and you don't want to have a place to be except for right here. So out here, we autistics, we have the advantage because we observe things that other people don't. Take this fella, for example. He is probably watching his phone, doing something on his watch, probably Instagram or TikTok or something, probably not paying attention to this beautiful landscape around him. We're going to be showing this to kids. Having someone who's in a hurry, or even worse, trying to hurry you along, is kind of a buzzkill. So you could tell them that you need to observe things a little bit before you go on your hike. So we're here. There's nature. Let's go. It's better to minimize speaking in this type of environment or in this situation. It's better to just soak it all in. And my companion's back on his phone again. So at first, you're likely going to find it a real challenge to be in the moment with nature. Your mind may in fact find this level of serenity eerily unsettling. It may try to break free by finding familiar distractions like phones, for example. You'll want to try and control these urges. I find including little fun nature challenges like reasonably safe stream or log crossings as a good way to keep you tied to this moment. It's not a bad idea to study up on the local things that might make your day a little bit less enjoyable, like this poison oak here. The wildness of nature can pose a few rough edges, But familiarizing yourself with the ones in your area is usually all it takes to keep your experience a pleasant one. Doing a bit of research ahead of time
Highest vitamin C content of any plant.
also allows you to better appreciate what you'll be experiencing. For example, because Marlon here researched, he just found a healthy plant amongst the field of poison oak.
What the?
During your experience, you're likely to encounter particular sights or moments that impact you significantly. Having a way to capture these moments gives you the opportunity to better hold on to these experiences, to reconnect with that same relief later during stressful times when some relief is really what's needed. For me, I use photography, but you'll want to go with whatever works best for you to cherish these memories. Having a memorable destination where you can take a break and enjoy your meal has proven to be exceptionally therapeutic. This is a time for mental rest and recovery that often leads to deep reflection. Having a journal on hand is a good way to get these thoughts down. Writing one's thoughts onto paper is a known thing when connecting with nature. It's one reason community journals are a commonly shared thing in connected places like this. When heading back, consider taking a different route. While this does add a new element of unknown, I found that venturing into the unknown helps me later in facing the fears of my own insecurities. Now, if you do take the same route back, you can use your autistic eye to spot those special things that neurotypical types seem to miss. Like this extraordinary marvel. This tree is healthy yet has no leaves, because there's a tree growing from the top of it that has no roots. Normally, this would seem impossible, unless these two life forms have worked out a collaborative solution to arrive at a unified existence. Think of the countless people who've passed this miracle of nature without even taking a note. Like this pair of neurotypes, mindlessly bounding past. As is proper helpful Aspie etiquette, I attempted to help correct their error by attempting to point out the amazing natural miracle they just walked past, but to little avail. At some point in your expedition, you'll just want to stop and listen for things. I hear chipmunks having a dispute between each other, and I hear other birds reacting, possibly because the chipmunks might be alerting them of our presence. Well, my nature walk is winding down, but hopefully after this you'll be making preparations for your own nature experience. Autistic burnout can be really debilitating to us. If, having watched this, a nature walk doesn't seem like a great fit to you, I won't be offended. But do check out the links below to additional resources aimed at coping with this serious issue. you may find what works for you. Well, there's my parking lot. If you'd like more videos like this, let me know by gently pressing those like and subscribe buttons, will ya? I know we autistics have it pretty rough here trying to flow with the rest of humanity. And that's because each and every one of us has something that's special. And that special something deserves to be cherished.